Welcome to the Rare History Channel. Hugh Hefner unveiled, from a near-death experience to an unusual final resting place. Hugh Hefner, the charismatic founder of Playboy Magazine, has been a figure of intrigue and controversy since the publication's inception in 1953. His life was filled with lavish parties, celebrity friends, and groundbreaking achievements, but also personal struggles and surprising interests. Here are 15 fascinating and lesser-known facts about this influential figure. Fact number 1. A self-made millionaire, building an empire on $600. In 1953, Hugh Hefner transformed a mere $600 investment into a global empire. He garnered the initial funds by scraping together personal savings, borrowing $1,000 from his mother, and collecting small investments from friends and family. The magazine was initially to be named Stag Party, but due to potential trademark infringement with an existing publication, he chose the name Playboy instead. Featuring Marilyn Monroe on the cover of its first issue, Playboy quickly gained attention, selling over 50,000 copies and setting Hefner on the path to becoming a self-made millionaire. Number 2. A champion for civil rights, supporter of racial equality. Hefner's support for civil rights was more than mere lip service. During an era of segregation and racial tension, Playboy was one of the first national magazines to feature African American contributors, as well as interview subjects like Martin Luther King Jr. Hefner's commitment extended to his television show, Playboy's Penthouse, which allowed black and white performers to interact on screen, breaking racial barriers in the media industry. Number 3. Pioneer in sexual health education, the Playboy Foundation's contributions. Established in 1965, the Playboy Foundation made significant contributions to human sexuality research and education. It provided funding to the Kinsey Institute, a pioneer in sexology, and supported landmark court cases related to reproductive rights. Hefner's commitment to sexual health education and advocacy for individual rights marked him as a progressive thinker ahead of his time. Number 4. An unexpected friendship with a feminist icon, friends with Gloria Steinem. Despite being on opposing ends of the spectrum regarding sexuality, Hugh Hefner and feminist icon Gloria Steinem maintained an unexpected friendship. Steinem, who once went undercover as a Playboy bunny to write an exposé, later engaged in thoughtful dialogues with Hefner. Their complex relationship transcended ideological divides and showed Hefner's ability to foster connections even with those who disagreed with him. Number 5. Military service, Hefner's time in the Army. Hugh Hefner's military service began in 1944, following his high school graduation. He enlisted in the U.S. Army during World War II and served as an infantry clerk. Later, he was transferred to the Army newspaper, where he showcased his artistic talents by contributing cartoons. Although Hefner never saw combat, his time in the military instilled a strong work ethic and discipline, qualities that he later applied to building Playboy into a global brand. His honorable discharge in 1946 marked the end of his military service but the beginning of a remarkable career in publishing and entertainment. Number 6. A passion for scrapbooking, the largest personal scrapbook collection. Hugh Hefner's passion for scrapbooking was more than a hobby, it was an obsession that led him to create over 2,900 personal volumes, chronicling every detail of his life from business events to personal reflections. This extensive collection, considered the most expansive in the world, provides an unparalleled insight into the life and mind of a cultural icon. The scrapbooks, carefully maintained by Hefner himself, are now an invaluable archive of one of the most influential figures of the 20th century. Number 7. The man behind the mansion, the famous Playboy Mansion. The Playboy Mansion, purchased by Hefner in 1971 for $1.1 million, quickly became a symbol of his opulent and pleasure-seeking lifestyle. With its 29 rooms, private zoo, grotto, and lavish grounds, the mansion in Los Angeles' Holmby Hills hosted some of Hollywood's most exclusive and decadent parties. Known for its wild events and celebrity gatherings, the mansion played a central role in Hefner's public persona and the Playboy brand's glamorous image. Number 8. A commitment to freedom of expression, the fight against censorship. Hefner's commitment to freedom of expression went beyond publishing provocative content in Playboy Magazine. He was a vigorous defender of First Amendment rights and took strong stances against censorship. This dedication extended to his creation of the Playboy Jazz Festival, promoting racial integration and celebrating the diversity of American culture. Hefner also fought and won several legal battles, ensuring freedom of the press and the right to publish without undue interference from government or moralistic crusaders. Number 9. Hollywood Star Connection, the restoration of the Hollywood sign. In 1978, the famous Hollywood sign was in disrepair, and Hefner stepped in to lead a fundraising campaign to restore this iconic landmark. Organizing a charity auction at the Playboy Mansion, he personally donated $27,000 to rebuild the letter Y, with other celebrities sponsoring the rest of the letters. Hefner's contribution not only saved the sign but also symbolized his deep connection to the entertainment industry and his role as a guardian of Hollywood's cultural heritage. His efforts cemented his legacy as a supporter of Hollywood's history and a figure intrinsically linked to the glamour of Tinseltown. Number 10. A true romantic at heart, marriages and relationships. Hugh Hefner was married 3 times and had numerous public and private relationships, often with several women simultaneously. However, despite his public image as a playboy, Hefner often described himself as a true romantic at heart. He was seeking not just physical connection but also true love and companionship. Each of his marriages and relationships reflected different stages of his life and provided insight into a man who, despite his libertine image, often expressed a longing for connection and understanding. Number 11. A brush with death. Near-fatal stroke led to lifestyle changes. In 1985, Hefner suffered a stroke that nearly took his life. He was 59 years old at the time. The incident shook him to his core, leading him to re-evaluate his lifestyle and slow down his famously extravagant partying. The stroke served as a wake-up call, highlighting the fragility of life even for those who seem invincible. Number 12. An unusual burial choice. Buried next to Marilyn Monroe, Hefner purchased the crypt next to Marilyn Monroe's resting place in Westwood Village Memorial Park Cemetery in Los Angeles. He paid $75,000 for it in 1992. It was a symbolic choice, as Monroe was the first ever cover star of Playboy. Hefner's decision to be buried beside her shocked many and reinforced his connection to the woman who played a significant role in launching his empire. Number 13. A lifelong affection for animals, animal lover and activist. Hefner's passion for animals went beyond having a private zoo at the Playboy Mansion. He was a known supporter of animal rights and conservation efforts, particularly for endangered species. One notable example was his support for the endangered Lower Keys marsh rabbit, whose Latin name, Sylvilagus palustris hefneri, honors his contributions. Hefner's philanthropy in wildlife conservation demonstrated a caring side of his personality that contrasted sharply with his public persona. Number 14. An unusual sleep schedule, the night owl lifestyle. Hefner's unconventional daily routine became a part of his identity. Often working at night and sleeping during the day, he maintained this pattern for most of his life. His nocturnal lifestyle fit his image as a man of leisure and luxury, but it also reflected his work ethic. Hefner was known to be deeply involved in his business, working late into the night on his magazine and other ventures. This unusual schedule became a defining aspect of his character, symbolizing both his nonconformity and his commitment to his work. Number 15. A legacy that lives on, the impact on modern culture. Hefner's influence on American culture reaches far beyond Playboy Magazine. His commitment to free expression, racial equality, sexual liberation, and his many philanthropic endeavors have left a lasting impact on modern society. Hefner challenged societal norms and played a significant role in shifting attitudes towards sexuality and personal freedom. When he died on September 27, 2017, at the age of 91, he left behind a legacy that continues to resonate, not just as the founder of a media empire but as a cultural icon who helped shape the values and attitudes of a generation.